What is going on, guys? And well, crazily enough, the last vehicle on GTA has just been released, the Karin Previon, which I might have messed that up. But this thing is basically primarily based off of the Lexus SC. Maybe that's a 300 or 400 there. Regardless, this car is actually really cool looking, and it's crazy how this is the last vehicle in this update. Who knows what will be added next? Maybe we'll see some gameplay on the enhanced version of GTA for PS5. Who knows? But anyway, let's go customize this. Alright, so starting off with this, let's do the armor, brakes, bumpers. Okay, good amount of bumpers to choose from there. Let's see how they look. I'm kind of liking that street bumper, looks pretty nice. Let's go with the street bumper on the rear bumper. So there's only two other ones to choose from there. I'm going to leave those off. I don't really like how those look on there. Moving down engine, so engine block, customize that a little bit. Oh, nice V8, look at that. Let's go with let's go with primary V8 in there, rail covers. So this is the top here for customization. There's 26 of these, similar to the other vehicles there. Let's see. I like how they do add a good amount of customization to this. It does make it a lot better. I'm hoping all the future updates with the cars, I'm sure people want them as well to be added, similar to this. Probably going to end up going with the... I'm going to go with that. That looks cool. And then moving down, strut brace, pretty normal for most of the vehicles. So I'll go with the carbon one on there. Air filters, you can also change this as well. Wow. So the engine looks pretty similar to the Mustang's engine that was added. The GTT there. Looks pretty nice. I kind of like how that looks pretty nice. Let's go with looks like a chrome color there. Let's go with that. That looks nice. Engine tunes, max that out. And then past that, let's go exhaust. See, we got exhaust here. Ooh, that's nice. Dual tip, we have titanium. Oh, wow. Okay. Those are huge. And there's that. So you got the angled pipes on there. I'm probably going to go with the dual titanium there. Looks pretty nice. Fenders. Let's see. Stock front fenders. And then you can it goes right down to rear fenders. They don't look too bad. Looks like they widen them just a little bit there. Actually looks kind of nice. And then that's a stock there. So here's the rear fender. So they actually look a little bit different. You can see it comes out a little bit there. Surprisingly, they actually don't look too bad on there. Actually looks pretty good. So moving on, intercoolers. Pretty nice. I'm going to have to go with the water sprayer on that. Headlights. So these are the colored headlights, which pretty much have been on all the other tuner vehicles as well. Moving over to the hood. Hood catches are going to also be on the other tuner vehicles. And then the actual hood customization here. Wow, that's crazy. That hood is like freaking trippy. Moving on. That looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's a little too much. That's a lot of vents there. I'm gonna have to go with... I'll go with the vented hood on there. That looks pretty nice. Horns don't matter. Interior. It looks like the racing interior is also on many of the cars here, so we'll go with the carbon dash and race interior there. Dials. Pretty nice. Let's go with that one there for the gauges. The door is going to be the same upgrades as the other cars as well. So I'm not going to put any of the doors on there. Seats will be the same as well. I might actually throw a nice seat on there. Sport seats look pretty nice. You guys see the color of the seats back there. Let's go with the painted seats there. Steering wheels. Steering wheels look pretty nice as well. Let's throw on something different. Maybe something like that on there. Roll cage, probably a half cage would look in the back, look pretty nice. So that on there. Here's what the other ones look like as well. Seems like most of the cars also had the roll cages as well for that matter. So let's go over to the lights. Change the lights in the arena workshop if you would like similar to the other vehicles. Here's the liveries. Probably not going to be able to see that one. Yeah, you see a little bit there, kind of dim. Same with the Karin stripe there. And then there's also the yellow one for this. And then there's those. This one doesn't have any upgraded liveries. I noticed none of the DLC cars that came out later on actually had the upgraded liveries. Mirrors. Carbon looks a little too much carbon on that for me. I'm going to leave the stock mirrors on there. I say exempt. Respray. Alright, let's see. So color for this car. Maybe I should go like a... thinking maybe a frost white color of some sort. Or like a... How would we go with... Why don't we go with white? And for my pearlescent, I'll keep that black there. Secondary color, cast iron. So let's see what this actually changes. So this is brake calipers there. So let's go with red. This might look a little interesting. Let's see what I can do with it. Trim color. What if how that would look? That was red as well. Probably might be a little too much red. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna leave that black as well. I'm gonna leave that normal. Suit the roof. It's got a hood scoop on the roof there. Probably gonna leave that off though. And then we have skirts, which surprisingly don't actually look too bad. I'm gonna have to go with the I'll go with the street skirt on there. Match the front. Splitters. So I might not add the splitters either, just I think they're a little too much on the car there. They do look pretty interesting, but I'm not gonna put those on. And then spoilers, a nice spoiler fitted. Okay, these spoilers are huge. They need that downforce, and you can get enough downforce to drag the car into a different dimension there. My goodness. Bruh. Alright, well, maybe I won't add... I'm gonna have to add the small spoiler to it, I guess. I don't really like how the spoilers look too much on this car. And then the sun strips, fly through those, and then the suspension is going to camber the car all the way down. So we're going to go with the... I'll go with the sport suspension on there, transmission and turbo, and then the wheels. Maybe we'll go with a street wheel on there. Or we can add one of the new rims to it. Doesn't look too bad there. See how these new rims look on the car. So I feel like this might be one of the cars many people might not buy, mainly because, well, one, it's 1.4 million. It is in the coupe class. I'm interested to see how fast this thing actually is. So after some thought, I actually decided to keep the stock rims on there, because it actually looks kind of nice how that looks there. So I'm going to go tires and do this. Add the tire smoke on there as well, and then head over to the windows and put a light tint on those. And that'll pretty much do it for the customization, guys. Overall, the car does look pretty nice. I like how that looks. I actually like the stock tires. I wanted to show this as well real fast. So heading over to the tires, you guys will notice that the tires that are on the car are actually a nice size. When you go over to street, they do shrink a good amount there. I noticed that with pretty much every class. I'll show this as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing that. Anyway, let's go jump outside and see if this thing actually drives, because I'm interested in having a new coupe vehicle. So arriving outside, getting a first look at this new car here. Let's take a look at the engine sound. So the engine sound sounds kind of average compared to the other vehicles. It sounds honestly pretty similar to most of the other cars. Let's open it up right now. See the nice engine detail in there. Inside looks good, and the hydraulics in the back there. Car looks pretty nice overall. Now I'm really interested to see how this thing drives. Let's go do that now. See how the launch is. It's not too bad. So this is in the coupe class. This car's probably going to be most likely the slowest vehicle in the update, I'd have to say. So if you're looking to spend 1.5 million on a car, I don't know if you should buy this one if you're basing it on speed. We all know how sometimes the bumps make the cars very fast. Let's see how this does right now. I ran the red light again. I almost always crash at that red light every time. So acceleration seems decent on the car. Obviously not going to be as fast as the other vehicles they are in the sport class there. This one's definitely, you could feel this is definitely slower than the other vehicles in the game, but overall it's not awful. I mean, it's cruising at 120, which is pretty average for most of the cars in this game. In the city, they can all pretty much do that. Let's keep heading this way here. Why don't we lower the suspension now and see if that makes any bit of a difference there with acceleration. I'll also take it on the highway like I do with the other cars. See if I can get around the pedestrians there. So normally when you lower the suspension on notice on the vehicles, it makes them way worse at handling. They literally do not turn at all. Surprising, this car's actually not bad lowered. I notice the other cars literally will not turn at all in any way possible when they're lowered, and that's kind of unfortunate. You go around the littlest turn, the car will slide into a wall or off the road into a tree, whatever the car really feels like doing. Set this way here and go on the highway and see this thing does over here with lower suspension. Overall, it doesn't seem too bad. It's definitely not as fast. It's definitely something I'm sure many people will see. If you're looking to spend 1.5 million on a car, though, I'd recommend looking at the other vehicles in the update first before buying this one. So riding up the highway here, it says 120, could be going faster or slower. It looks like it's moving at a decent pace, though. If you're going to race some people with this car, though, in some classes in the tuners, you're probably going to end up losing, but maybe not. If they crash a lot or something like that, might have a chance. This car's definitely not as quick as the other vehicles, which sometimes doesn't really matter. It could be a nice car to cruise in because this is a good looking vehicle. Racing up the highway here. It is averaging about, looks like 115 or so there. Could be a little slower, could be a little faster. Personally, it does seem like that is the speed it's going, though, and this is with lowered suspension. Let's see how it does going in and out here. So that's with lower suspensions, actually really actually kind of impressive. Actually pretty, might be one of the best cars in the game with lower suspension there, because a lot of them just have no grip at all. This car actually is not losing itself like most of the other cars do. Pretty insane. Now let's bring the suspension back up on it and see how it does in the lanes as well, probably even better. So it seems like it's basically the same without lower suspension. Could obviously crash the car if you really wanted to. I'll come the other direction now without lower suspension, see how it does with default. It seems like it's pretty much doing an average speed here on the highway. It could be going faster than what it's saying, because the other cars are probably doing around 60 or so, maybe 70, maybe, if they can even reach that speed. The handling's pretty decent on it, at least. Let's come back the other direction now and see how the car does over there with default suspension. So now we're on the highway on the other side here by the tunnel, and now I want to see what this car can actually do with the default suspension. Let's also see what this is all. So it looks like it is rear-wheel drive there. Too much traffic. Alright, let's go hit this highway now. This would be more of a cruising vehicle, I'd say. Like, you pretty much buy it if you really are into this Lexus model here. Besides that, like, you're looking to race it, it doesn't look like it's really for that. Unless in the coupe class, might be pretty decent. Only way to know is test it against the other coupes there. It might be kind of average with the other coupes. So this is with default suspension on the highway. So the car is definitely moving decently. The odometer could be wrong, because I noticed on a lot of the cars it is wrong. So, I mean, it could be faster than what it's saying. For a coupe, it's definitely pretty dang quick for what it is. Good looking car, too. I do like it. And honestly, guys, that'll pretty much do it for this video. There's really no reason to go on about this. If you all are interested in buying this thing, it is $1,490,000, I believe. And then the trade price is around 1.1. So if you're looking to buy a car and you don't have the trade price, I recommend looking at the other vehicles first. If you're into speed and all that. If you're looking to just cruise, this might be a good option. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching.